Please welcome Quincy Jones. For 91 years, Quincy Jones lived like a king. Private jets, mansions, and dating. 22 women at once when he was 84. Everyone knew he was rich, but nobody knew how rich, not even his kids. When pancreatic cancer took him in 2024, his family gathered for the will reading. The estate lawyers revealed the fortune, and tears came down. Each child would get more than some countries' budgets. Her daughter, Rashida Jones, tripled her net worth overnight. His bare mansion alone could buy a small island. You would also be shocked to hear the numbers. Quincy Jones was born on March 14, 1933 in Chicago's South Side. Back then the neighborhood was a hard place. Crime was everywhere. Money was always short and people struggled every single day. Quincy's father worked as a carpenter and his mother suffered from serious mental illness. She was sent away when Quincy was just 7 years old. That moment left him scared and confused. Growing up, he watched his family break apart while the world outside felt like a war zone. It wasn't long before he decided he had to find a way out. That way out came when he was 10. His family moved across the country to Breton, Washington. Breton felt peaceful compared to Chicago. Quincy began to feel safe, and that gave him room to breathe. It was here that music first took hold of him. In school, he discovered the trumpet and the piano. Every spare moment he practiced until his fingers ached. Music was his new world. Even as a kid, he would sneak into clubs at night just to listen. Those nights gave him purpose and a hunger to grow. Without that move, he might never have found the thing that would define his life. But even in this new home, Quincy wanted more. 14, he decided to lie about his age so he could join the National Guard. He thought it would help him grow up faster and give him some discipline. Instead, it nearly cost him his life. One day there was a terrible car crash. The impact left him injured and shaken. It was a harsh lesson that changed him forever. From that point on, he understood that life could vanish at any second. That close call stayed with him and pushed him even harder. Every day after that, he felt lucky to be alive. When he was 15, he crossed paths with someone who would change everything. That someone was Ray Charles. Even though Ray was just a few years older, Quincy looked up to him. The two boys shared a deep love of jazz, and they played together in local clubs. Ray also introduced Quincy to some darker habits. One of them was heroin. Quincy tried it for 5 months before deciding to quit forever. That period scared him enough to make him careful. The music world was beautiful, but it had its traps too. Quincy held on to that lesson for the rest of his life. 18. A new chance appeared. Quincy earned a scholarship to the Schillinger House of Music in Boston, which would later become Berkeley. Boston was strange and new. He arrived with only his trumpet, a few clothes, and $10 in his pocket. Even though it was hard, he thought the school was a way to make a better life. But after only 6 months, he left. The reason Lionel Hampton, one of jazz's greatest band leaders, invited him to join his band. Quincy decided to take the leap. It was a risk leaving behind his scholarship and safety, but he felt ready to jump into real life. When he was 19, he finally joined Hampton's band. The schedule was exhausting, playing up to 325 nights a year. On tour, he played alongside jazz giants like Clifford Brown and Art Farmer. Quincy was learning faster than he ever thought possible. Traveling across Europe in 1953 was thrilling and difficult all at once. Sometimes they had to sneak out of hotels to record secretly. One time, Clifford Brown injured his shoulder before a show, and Quincy had to set it back into place. Every day was an adventure. Every setback was a lesson. By 1957, Quincy was restless again. That's when he moved to Paris to study under Nadia Boulanger, one of the most respected music teachers in the world. Bulan was strict. She made him focus on structure and discipline. She told him that real freedom in music could only come after learning its rules. Quincy soaked up every bit of knowledge. In Paris, nobody judged him for his skin color. For the first time, he felt truly free as an artist. The friendships and lessons he made in France changed him forever. His shape, the way he wrote, the way he thought about sound, and the way he thought about himself. When he returned to Europe in 1960, he decided to put all that learning into his own band. The Jones Boys, as they were called, had some of the best jazz players around. The tour began with high hopes. The audiences loved them. But one day their French promoter disappeared with the money. Suddenly, Quincy was responsible for everyone's salary, hotels, and flights home. The financial loss was crushing. He lost $145,000. He sold his publishing rights and went into debt. It was a hard lesson, one that he never forgot. Music was his passion, but now he understood the business side too. Back home, Quincy kept going. By his mid-20s, he was arranging for giants like Count Basie and Duke Ellington. Singers like Sarah Vaughan and Dinah Washington trusted him with their sound. On Vaughan's 1958 album, he arranged lush complex charts with a 55-piece orchestra. It was one of his first big wins. Every session, every chart was a chance to grow. By 25, Quincy was one of the most respected arrangers in jazz. In 1963, Quincy Jones had his first big pop success. He was working with a 17-year-old singer named Leslie Gore. They had picked a song from hundreds of demos. The song was It's My Party, but there was a big problem. Bill Spector also wanted to record the song with his own group, the Crystals. Spector was famous and everyone thought he would win the race. Quincy Jones wasn't going to let that happen. On March 30, 1963, he rushed Gore into the studio. They